40 chess. Yeah. 40 chess. 40 chess. Let's get it.
Yo, is that T-Dog?
40 chess. 40 chess. Hey. 40 chess. This a trade show. Patreon where the trades go. Tap in and watch. That's what you came for. Ain't gotta say my name. They know my name, bro.
What's good, man?
We got McNutted in ATM. Always start off the show with a trade from them. You should always make sure that your trade is in. Patreon, why not be a Patreon? Know you wish you could spend every day with them. Tap in and say what you gon' say with them. South Harmon can fill up a stadium. Next time you log in, make sure that you bring a friend. We about to kick off, let the day begin. Go follow the socials. 40 Chess FF is posted. If your trade is an F, you get roasted. Go like and subscribe for the crew. Apple, Spotify, and the YouTube. You know Cooper got the walk too. Let us give you a walkthrough. 40 Chess. This is 40 Chess.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back into the Dynasty Trade Show. Adam, live in the afternoon on a Saturday.
With the lights back on, baby. Cut the lights on.
I love it.
Got the lights on. Look at. Well, we know it's the. Listen, look good, feel good, play good. Mike has embraced to the fullest. We got the new shades have shown up, dude. I can literally see like the entirety of your screen off of there. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be fantastic.
You ain't catching nothing than baby blues. All right, no baby blues.
They're covered
today.
up. Not today. You got to come next week for that.
Today.
Got to come next week.
I was just checking up on the game, man. Georgia Tech scored. They're up by 7. Fuck.
Kind of crazy, huh?
Not having a good time. Dr. B is not having a good time. I am not having a good time. But I am having a good time because I'm here on the trade show. And Adam, is this going to be the first time ever we've had 2 live streams in a day? We're doing the trade show now. You guys want to tap back in at 8 p.m. tonight? We got a draft. Some people trying to come for our necks. All right?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to defend the. We don't have a title to defend, but you know what we have to do. I mean, I don't say less. But I will say though, we have 2 shows today, which I'm not sure it's the first time, but I will say it's not the longest time. It's not the draft, so where we basically would start at this time and finish when we finish the other one. But 2 in the same day is make sure you tapped into both. Mike, we're going to start off with a trade of your own. As you can see down below, patreon.com/South Harmon. But before we start off with that, man, let's make sure we get the people what they need to know and where they should go,
You got to get that Manscaped, son.
Got to get it up, Got it.
You think I look fresh up here? You should see what it looked like downstairs.
Oh, no. We know what we know. Well, let me say that. I don't necessarily know about that if I know what it looks like, but
you can imagine.
You definitely can, but you can trim it up, clean it up,
That Veronica Vaughn.
Use the code SHFF20. And I'll tell you what, Mike, I love the Lawnmower 5.0. I just...
It's great. I literally use it every day.
Quite literally,
we just keep it. We keep ahead of it. You stay ahead of the curve. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Make sure you're also checking out Signed Shit. SignedSH.it. Don't forget to dot the I, as I always like to say. And
ripping in here like, where's the pink beard? Where's my $1,000? Shut the fuck up.
Mike's saying, listen, if you want this pink beard thing, you got to pay for what I'm already wearing, and then we can make it happen. Rippin', I think you guys could band together though. We've enough shitheads to band together and make that a couple bucks a head, make it entertaining. So
like GoFundMe, GoFundMe, make Mike's beard pink.
I mean, Patreon.com, GoFundMe. I mean, essentially, right? There's just same story, different day. Speaking of which, same story, different day. After you go check those out, what are we doing, Mike?
Trade time.
We start the show off with one of our own, which I didn't know that we were going to have today, but Mike, as always, taking care of us. All right, Mike. This one's interesting. I don't have the settings up. I know you'll tell us. So we have Devonta Smith and Bryce Young. Bryce Young, interesting piece of this deal for 25 first and 26 first, both of your own picks. This is a best ball league. Tell us a little bit about the league and the settings of this.
12 team, 2 quarterback,
Ooh.
3 running back, 4 wide receiver, 2 tight end. Start 13 best ball league. Shit.
Best ball.
4.
Shit 4. Okay. Yeah. This one is it's girthy. You want the lawnmower for this one? Like, definitely need it. You got to fill a huge lineup. And to your point, the 2 quarterback and 3 running back thing, people may not really give that much thought, but you should, because needing to have 2 quarterbacks versus a super flex in a best ball format, I actually think I don't even think we have warped, but we have the data to show it's a huge difference, man, because you have to have a quarterback in that spot. It cannot be like the super flex spot optimally would be a quarterback if you have it correctly done, but you may have a whole bunch of these like turd receivers go off one week, and that might end up making your super flex spot pretty good. You can't do that in 2 quarterback. 3 running backs. You can't get away with anyone else but running back in those spots. All that to say, though, Mike, how do you – I mean, you made this trade. Like, how do you feel about it currently? And, do you think you paid market, below, above? Do you – like, what? Give me your thoughts on how this trade went down and kind of what took us to this point.
It is deeper, right? So it's we nicknamed Koopa the auto accept trade block king because he's just out here doing deals. So he made another auto accept trade block, and I was like,
someone started
sitting there.
Koopa's finishing it though. He took
Koopa's
it and ran from him. You know.
I was sitting there thinking, like, man, I've kind of been a rebuilder, I guess, if you want to call it, the last 2 years.
Mike the Rebuilder, different than Bob the Builder, but Mike the Rebuilder. You know.
And I'm sitting there and I go, maybe I want to get a little bit aggressive. When you got a big portfolio, you can go out and you can be a little bit aggressive in some, because if you fucking fail, you got other leagues to pick you up. So Looking at this one, I was like, fuck it, man. With these prices, I think I'm going to get a little bit aggressive. You know me. I don't like mortgaging my future, which this is my entire future. Cooper gets to bet against me for the next 2 fucking years. There's nothing I can do against
You haven't moved 27 yet, have you?
No, I still got 27.
Right.
We got that. We still got that in play, but it is a little bit different. Running backs are pretty high in warp. Quarterbacks, wide receivers are pretty much tied there. Tight ends are booty cheeks. No one gives a shit. But I will say this: just on the surface, though, with wide receivers and having to start 4, getting Smitty for just a first, whichever one you wanted to pick out of there.
Sure, I'm with you.
I'm good with
in best ball, especially. Like, not that I wouldn't do it in lineup. I'm good with it in lineup too. But I think in best ball, especially, like I'm leaning that side pretty much already. Unless you tell me your team is going to end up cratering, it's Smitty for me there. Like middle late first, it's Smitty.
Unless I'm dog shit next year, which, according to the lab, according to the simulator, I'm not gonna be dog shit.
According to JCap and Koopa's warp tool and the lab, we're okay, right?
Maybe Koopa like backdoored that program and just to make me feel better than what I should.
No wonder that shit's been broken lately.
He's out there just tweaking it a little bit. But according to that, like, this team is pretty strong. You're in the league, you're a contender in this league as well. But looking at it, I think I want to get a little bit risky. I think I kind of want to go for it. And the Smitty price was just too good to pass up. And Jesus, Bryce Young, at least, it's a quarterback. It's a 2-quarterback league. I think sending a 26 first for him was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I get it from Cooper's standpoint, though. Like, this is what you got to do if you want to rebuild sometimes, is just, here's my bottom fucking dollar. Send me the offer. We'll stop bullshitting back and forth. And let me get this stuff off my team and start accruing picks and really start stacking them up. So I like it from his side because he knew he wasn't going to be a contender. And
right. I
like what he's doing with this auto-accept trade block, right? Just getting all the assets possible. And for me, it worked out okay. I don't know what the people think, whether you're willing to mortgage essentially your next 2 years to try to go for it. But I still got some moves to make, right? Like, I drafted J.J. McCarthy this year. I obviously for him, so we'll see if we can't move him for something.
Sure.
Maybe it might be another move to Coop later down the road.
Yeah,
the tough one for me is he had Bryce Young and Penix at the same price, and I was trying to figure out, like, which one I was going to send the first for. Like, which one I really wanted to do it. I decided on Bryce Young for the here and now.
Well, that's interesting. So I was going to say, obviously, the big thing in this deal, like, I don't think really while we started with it and got it kind of out of the way of the conversation, I don't think anyone should be having any gripe with a first for Smitty. Like, just straight up his market value is reflective of at least that. The Bryce part, though, right, is I think where people may have I feel like he's polarizing. People are pretty much on one side or the other. They're like, nah, man, I'm good, or no, man, he could have a bounce back. They got Canales, a lot of things changing. Can't be any worse than last year type vibes. The Penix thing that you just brought in was kind of just throw a wrench right in the middle of this. Let's because that now, the reason that's interesting is like, for your point, if you want to win now, you got to lean into Bryce Young if you believe in him, because he's going to play this year. Penix could play this year, but it's going to take Cousins either shit in the bed or getting hurt to do so, right?
Right.
So while long term I like Penix better, I mean, if you're trying to win and leveraging your first out next year and in 2026, you don't have the team currently to leverage those picks and then just wait on Penix. So, man, I'm very curious to see how this shakes out, because I like you're building a nice team for damn sure, a really nice team, and I think you make a good point about you got to shoot your shot. I mean, listen, we talk all the time about not wanting to just burn picks. Like I literally just made a video yesterday talking about like not burning a hole, not feeling like picks are burning your hole in your pocket because they're not going to make your lineup. But at the same time, like there's a different conversation for me at best ball in lineup in this conversation, right? Because in lineup, you still have to decide every single week what players you're putting in there. And listen, for the record, I want to set this straight too. There's this whole new thing on Sleeper, the auto sub. That ain't best ball. All right, so stop it. It's not best ball.
Close.
Best ball is literally everybody goes from the bench to your starting lineup fluidly every single time. It's just they're different. So go ahead. That's all. I wanted to get that out of there.
What do you think about the squad just in general, right? So the quarterback room that I'm going to rock with is going to be Caleb, Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy's hurt. We'll see what I do with him. Running backs, we got to start 3 of them in this best ball. So it's Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook leading the way. Wide receivers, remember we're starting 4 of them. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Smitty, and DJ Moore.
Yep.
Tight ends, right now it's Noah Fant, Eric Hall. Currently in the flex, DK Metcalf, Ladd McConkey. Notable bench players.
Juwan Johnson, you have a tight end too.
Yeah, that's about it, man. I mean, it's just dudes. It's just dudes after that. I mean, Kendre's on this fucking team, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's not – listen, I'm definitely not going into 2024 going like, oh, this fucking league is – you're in for a hurting.
You're about to experience the chained up, glasses up, drinking Iowa Mike. Nah, this ain't that league. But that's why I was saying I'm interested to see how it plays out, because I know how you are with a team that's got picks in, and I know how I am about it too, but anyone really should be. But you're going to grind the edge, so to speak. Speaking of which, nice little plug.
Shout out to Koopa, dropping that podcast today. Yeah.
Just today, grinding that edge.
Listen, for those of you fucking people who don't know, we do have a podcast feed, and it's filled with lots of really good stuff. Matt
like
Dennis,
I will say, though,
Eric,
I think I'm partly guilty for that too. Like I try to, but like for example, I just was at down at the park in my neighborhood. Right, they had a little get together, smoke food and all that. Be awesome to sit there and enjoy it, but I gotta chase a toddler around the lake and make sure she don't drown. Point is, I'm telling someone that's asking me about what we do, kind of surprised. You get that look. You do fantasy football for a living? What? Telling them, and I gave them all the YouTube links, and I'm like, damn, I forgot to send them the Spotify link. Come on, man. You got to tell them about the podcast feed,
Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, whatever the fuck you like to use. We got a podcast feed, and it's filled with a lot of good
dope
dudes
stuff,
on there.
man. Really good pods.
Koopa putting out podcasts every Saturday. His just dropped today, but Eric, Matt Dennis, and Pat, they're putting stuff out. I'll have one dropping on Monday, by the way. I'm gonna bring back the series. Now
we're bringing back the whole big spotlight.
Not gonna be every week, but yeah. It'll be here and there. And Adam, maybe you and I might fuck around during the season and just do podcast only one. I like doing podcasts every now and then.
There we go.
I don't have to get shaded up. I don't have to look.
Listen,
fresh.
man, that's how I got the little side set up over there. I'm gonna do recap at. Like at first, there was no video of it. I could just sit at the couch with the Shure mic and just vent. But no, I think I wanted to plug Koopa's podcast. I felt like it was too easy. They're gonna grind the edge back to the trade and make the necessary moves to try to round out the bench. I think obviously you and I both would acknowledge if we were breaking this team down in a team review, like this is kind of like mini version of that, you got work to do on the bench. But I know you know how to do that, how to clean it up, and we'll make necessary moves in season where I wouldn't be surprised with having to start 4 if one of CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson got moved at the right time for the fucking perfect haul. Maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe.
Something
just
like that.
maybe.
Something, or, whoever. Tear downs, crusty moves. I know how the Iowa Magneted operates. He likes to put on this big show with his, the chain and he's going to do that. He's going to drip it up. But I know he'll get down to the, the big tall T back in the day. He'll go to Goodwill and pick some stuff up when he needs to make this thing work.
Soggy Danger says I look like Miami Vice Mike.
I seen
not
that.
Iowa Mike.
I seen that. I put it. Oh, I already had it on the screen. Okay, I was gonna. Yeah, that had to be up there for everyone. We're gonna get to Theo. We're gonna get to this. All right, just pin that for us. I think, Mike, for you, it makes sense. I do think this is because it's best ball. It's different than lineup, and it makes you kind of have to decide the decision of shit or get off the pot. Which now you're leaned into it, and I can tell you this much: Koopa ain't coming off them picks for yesterday's price at any point. So at this point now, you have one choice. Figure it out. Figure it out, buddy.
Bro.
All right. Speaking of figuring it out, well, when Blitz pulled the trades, that your trade hadn't been made yet. So that's why we were going to start the show off with Coop, and we still did, and we still are. So second trade, Mr. Koopa. All right. Why? We're a little too big here. You can't even get the whole. You can't even see what that says. Start 11. All right.
I've never heard that in my life.
Well, now you did. How's it feel? 12 team, Superflex, 2 tight end, half PPR, half tight end premium, lineup start 11. That's a mouthful. We call that an extravaganza.
I've never heard that either.
Kimchi shit. David Njoku, Saquon Barkley, 25 fourth, 25 third. Going to Kimchi shit. Koopa is out here just, you know what Koopa's doing? Call this the treasure trove. The Koopa Troopa treasure trove of this dude has picks on picks on picks.
Picks on picks on picks.
Koopa, you make me want to cry, man. This kid is so grown up. It's like the young Coop we once know. It's over. It's gone.
He's leading.
Dude's a G now. Okay, what do you think of this one here? In a 12-team lineup league, getting Barkley and Njoku essentially for a first, a second, and Pearsall. Obviously, you get the third and the fourth. I'm not saying they're nothing, but
no context behind it. I don't mind getting Barkley, David Njoku, the third and the fourth, and it cost me first, second, and Ricky Pearsall. Now, I don't know where those picks are. I don't know what Kimchi Shit's team looks like, if he's actually a real contender or not a contender. But you know me with Saquon Barkley. I do stupid shit for Saquon Barkley. I'm not saying it's right for everybody, by the way, too. Like I try to be very vocal about that. Don't pay the mic price for Saquon. Like that's probably not the good thing. But I don't mind this for him. Now for Koopa, it kind of seems like it's a continuation of the previous trade we had. It's a league where he's like, fuck it. Like it ain't happening. It ain't happening for me. I'm sending this shit away. Get the fuck off my team. Give me picks. Give me Ricky Pearsall, and let's hope in 2025 his shoulder's fixed and Brandon Ayuk's not there, or Debo's not there, and that's the dude. So I like it for both of them. I would definitely say if I'm on each side, I am very comfortable with getting it. So I have no idea what the context is right now, Adam.
Yep. Well, let me context you. Let me contextualize. Yeah.
There you
Mr.
go.
Iowa Michael. Let's dress this kid up. Huh? Look at the guy.
Miami
man.
Vice.
He makes me want to talk. You know, I got to do something to try to keep up with this. Look at this show. Kimchi shit, Mike, is the dead square in the fucking middle after this trade, in my estimation. Now, I would say this. He's more in the middle, or he's the middling of the contending teams. This is a league of like, you're in or you're out, it feels like. Kimchi's in. He's in. He's in. But the teams that are there are also to be reckoned with. Here's what I'm looking at with the. I'm going to go to his actual team now. I want to just give you context on this. So he's firmly in the playoff mix, but I don't call him the best team. When I look at this team, so I just actually did a video about. It's so funny, Mike. This is what happens every year. People feel like these picks, they have to get rid of them. Now, I'm not saying that people can't trade picks or shouldn't trade picks, but the first two trades to start the show off today have been players for picks, essentially. Like Pearsall would be the one that is essentially, for most people, viewed more as liquidity. I want to look at his team because in a lineup league, I think it's very different than the best ball. And I talked about how if I'm doing this type of a trade, I think it needs to fill a necessary void for me right now. That's like, okay, now that makes sense today that I have to do it when everyone's 0-0, and I'm leveraging my specific pick in the first, right? So his team currently now says Josh Allen at quarterback, mind you, start 11. Barkley and Jacobs now are his running back 1 and 2. DJ Moore, Metcalf, Terry McLaurin are his wide receiver 1 through 3. Double tight end, so we got Kittle and Njoku now. So in this, maybe you pull up Warp to tell us what that Warp actually looks like on tight ends. So we got Leggett as his second flex. his first flex. We got Singletary as his second flex. Baker and Levis and Carr are his little platoon of super flex rotational players. The bench now: Braylon Allen, Keaton Mitchell, Damian Pierce, A.J. Dillon, Miles Sanders. It's a cast of characters that either were or never were. There has-beens that never were, right? Dotson's on the bench. McMillan's on the bench. Gabe Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Fant on the bench. So Noah Fant actually in a double tight end. Pretty nice little option there. Down to a second. So you lose your pick. Like, I don't know. I guess when I think about it, you would have Singletary into your running back 1 spot. Or I'm sorry, it would be Jacobs at running back 1, Singletary running back 2, and then Barkley now slides in to push everybody down. That I can see that making sense. I don't know if it was 100% needed, but I definitely think it makes sense. It kind of fills a void. And Njoku versus Fant, definitely Njoku. So I think, like, on paper for what he has on his team, this probably does fit, like, the correct idea. Like, your starting lineup looks better, and you're not, like, over-purchasing depth or doing some move to just get players on your team for picks.
I don't
that
hate
said,
it too.
That said, like, what? Yeah, I was actually gonna just go ahead. What do you got?
I was going to say because of the lineup, and there's a shit ton more variance in lineup. I mean, Coop's done good work on this too, but I mean, you and I know the difference between best ball and lineup is being a 5th seed in lineup isn't a nail in the coffin. Being a 5th seed in a best ball league, when you hop into the playoffs, you might as well just pack your shit.
The team that got your 5th place is shaped entirely different by miles. You got a longer road. You got to win one more game, and yeah, you're correct.
Me personally, I probably would have waited a little bit and seen how the season starts and see if I got something that was good. Like, I got a surprise from one of, like, Xavier Legette, for example, or I got a surprise out of, oh shit, Terry McLaurin really is that dude with J-Day at the beginning of the season. You know, something like that that's going to boost my team up. Or conversely, I want to see, is my team even, like, ready to go? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to do it before I decide, but
I was just going to get to that.
I don't mind it too bad in a lineup league to just go, like, I'm putting myself firmly into the playoff mix. My downside risk is not as much because I'm better than these other fucking mid-league teams by a long shot. Now, I may not be a super contender, but I'm going to fuck around and find out when it comes to playoff time. So I don't hate it. And if I'm Coop, I mean, Jesus, this is like textbook 101 if you're rebuilding and not into it. Sorry, Saquon, see ya. Sorry, Njoku, see ya. Let me get Pearsall, let me get a first, let me get a second. You take these dudes.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, if you're on Koopa's side, like, the reason I'm not talking as much about Koopa's side, if you're rebuilding, you want to move Barkley, you want to move Njoku. So this is not even a discussion, right? On that side, in my estimation. The thing on the flip side, though, for me, where you kind of hit the nail on the head for me, why I would not have done this and why I don't think I would not advocate personally. I get what he's doing and why he's doing it. So I'll say I think it was at least more thought out about his, like, roster construction and core of his team. That said, the downside risk, Mike, is this. And I think this is an exercise that you and I certainly have talked about that I actually now, like, make myself go through with teams. And I just did a video on this yesterday where if you go through and now you're without your first, especially, right? You look at your team now after the trade that you made. Just take away 2 or 3 critical pieces from this team, and we take a look. What are you at now? All right. Let's just acknowledge first and foremost that Allen goes down. This team is sunk. Period. Done. It's over.
Josh Allen goes down. It's done.
It's 100% done. Now, so for the sake of the exercise, we're not going to put him into it because it'll make the whole exercise null and void. I'm going to take away 3 random pieces though of this team. And we'll see.
But what if Josh? Here you go. Make it reasonable, man. What if Josh Jacobs actually stinks like he did last year, and Marshawn Lloyd becomes the feature guy midway through the season?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Now you're down to what? Barkley, Singletary, and who the fuck else at running back?
Now, I mean, hopefully, Kimchi, if you're watching this, I'm actually not trying to bury you. I'm trying to talk about it from a strategy standpoint. Like, you should be building around the running back room right now. I think you have the idea of it. I just don't know about these names. But I'm getting a whole bunch of running backs at volume now that you've done this. You have to. Like, any running back that has a chance of getting a roster spot, put him in there, man.
Shout out Scott Connor, any RB on a 53.
Shout out Scott Connor. Done,
right? League. You can do it.
But let's say so for the sake of the exercise, we'll just use Josh Jacobs either hurt or whatever. Let's just use hurt, but let's use injuries for the sake of it. Josh Jacobs, let's use DJ Moore, and let's use
Kittle. Oh,
Like
Team's
that.
cooked.
That Kittle getting hurt, we've already seen. Josh Jacobs getting hurt, we saw last year. DJ Moore has actually not missed a lot of time, if much at all, but he typically plays through stuff. Regardless, though, that's not even that bad, honestly. Like, think about for the season, that would not be that horrible relative
you go from the 108, 109, like have a shot
to
you know what I
Koopa
mean,
sitting
in
on
the
a
playoffs,
lottery pick.
to Koopa sitting on the 103.
He's a lottery pick. But that's my point. The risk and reward here doesn't make sense, man. Like, it doesn't make sense. That is the point of this exercise. The risk and the reward does not make sense. Kimchi, the trade was shit. Appreciate you. Because if your trade is an F, you're getting roasted.
Maybe he's got a big portfolio.
Kimchi, just so you know, I don't have any ill will to you. I love you. But I had to dramatize that for Mike. You know, he's making me lean into this with this whole vibe he's got going. I love it. Westerns in Obi 286. Obi's back. Obi-Wan Kenobi's getting Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. People call him Adonai. It always like trips me out. But Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, they call him Adonai or
Adonai.
Adonai.
There you go. Adonai. There it is.
Adonai. Yeah.
Adonai Mitchell.
Fuck, I can't even say it wrong.
I
That's
just know it is when I hear it, and you just told me it. So that's what I needed to know. Adonai Mitchell and JJ for Knicks. What are your thoughts of this? Lineup start 9.
What a tax. I fucking love it, man. We just did a fucking show on Bo Nix, and I was like, dude, I'm so glad I got all this Bo Nix, and like he's looked good, and you know, I was wrong. I'm not gonna lie to you though, like Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy, if I had to sit on JJ, I'm probably still gonna sit on JJ for like a year. Like I prefer JJ to Bo Nix, and somehow Obi's like, let me get the better asset, and why don't you toss on Adonai Mitchell for me?
What I want you to do is toss in that athletic freak, and we'll see what happens. You know.
Did you hear? I was talking with Fizzle last night on the marathon. Adam, I might owe you an apology. I watched the last Colts preseason game, and Adonai out there balling his fucking ass off, man. Like there ain't no like stopping on routes anymore. He's like, I'm in the NFL, man. This is my fucking job now. I'm going hard.
One thing, because here's the ultimate thing is it is tough to know with the mentality of people, right? Like, unfortunately, it's a wild card. But this is the thing I think about, right? I hate the Steelers, in case you don't know, all right? But I will shout out that they have a phenomenal coach and a guy that I think is a lot of underrated things about him. And he was on a podcast, I think this was with Ryan Clark, right? He was talking about, like, I run to coaching. Did you see this, Mike? This segment?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And,
to coaching.
And you could tell, like, reading between the lines, it was last year in Pickens. It was 100%, like, directed that way. And I just think about this, like, isn't the idea of coaching that you have a task and a challenge to improve? So if you're telling me, like, if a guy doesn't have fucking talent, like, what am I going to do? Make the guy run faster? I can't do anything there to motivate that to happen.
Not just coaching. I mean, everybody's got a fucking boss in this world, right?
Sure.
At some point. It's the job of the superiors to motivate the people under them to do the best fucking possible job that they can day in and day out.
Right. But if you tell me
at the end, like you for example, like if I go to work and I'm fucking half-assing it, am I a piece of shit? Yeah. Like I'm a piece of shit too, but part of that falls on my manager. You know what I mean? Like part of that falls on my manager to make sure that I got what I fucking need, that I'm motivated enough, that I have enough incentive to work hard. So maybe Adonai getting out of the college aspect and getting into the actual workforce, now he's properly fucking motivated to work his ass off.
For sure. But there's also there's the surroundings, and you talked about this, about like it works same. It's a very good like parallel. But for Adonai, like if you're telling me the guy has all of the it factors, you're telling me he has the long speed, he has made plays that just absolutely are ridiculous, and it's just now a matter of getting him to be consistent. Do you know what you can teach? Do you know what I can at least do everything in my power to help you become consistent? Show up every day and show consistency to you. And guess what he also has? Not just a good coaching staff. He has a guy that has NFL success, who's also young, who works his ass off, and also has bloodlines, family ties. You think Michael Pittman isn't coaching this kid? Like, he has all of the it factors to make the consistency changes. And if that's the case, you can't deny the talent in my estimation. Now, we'll ultimately see. Some people just can't get out of their own way. So that's obviously the downside. That said, though, this trade, like, I was just going to pull up on the lab. I haven't yet because we were talking about this. With Westerns, this to me is one of those, like, Is it? So he's a super contender?
He's a super contender. I'm not going to fuck around on this one. He's got
So
a really good team.
So is Nix a part of his starting lineup?
No, Nix would be his third quarterback, which is the only reason I don't
Why are we doing
like
this
it
then?
because
I was just going to say,
because you paid a tax for a
there's
QB3
only-
man and a start 9.
there was
you're
only
not going to start.
there was two ways this goes down. Like, to me, this is the reason I don't like this trade is if you need, like, let's say in this league, Nix now becomes your super flex spot. Like, you needed him. If you need Nix right now to feel like you're going to have a chance to win a start 9, I kind of question if you really are him, frankly.
Right.
If you
He
don't, if you
does.
don't need him, then you don't need him right now. You don't need him right now. Like, I'm
It's
not
just
saying you couldn't use him, but like you don't need him right now.
It's the mismanagement of assets. That's
Correct.
what it is.
That's exactly what I'm
That's the reason
saying.
I don't
Right.
like it for the top side. Obi, by the way, we'll just cut through the bullshit. TLDR, you fucking killed it. Good job. But for anybody in this Western's position here, right? It's a start 9. You're probably not starting Bo Nix with any type of fucking confidence in a start 9 league, feeling like you're a super contender. But it's the mismanagement of assets, right? Like, okay, you got J.J. McCarthy. You know he's injured. You're not getting shit from him. I do agree you need to move him. And I do agree I probably want a quarterback 3 back. But I'm okay with a fucking Derek Carr being my quarterback 3 when I have Jordan Love and I have, what the fuck's his other one? Josh Allen.
But that's the thing.
I am good.
And you don't have to.
I'm
You don't
good.
have to move. You don't have to move McCarthy specifically for the quarterback. This feels like very tunnel vision type of a trade. Like, I got to move McCarthy and get a different quarterback. Like, you can get a car and not move McCarthy. You just said exactly. I'm with you.
What I do instead of like asking for Bo Nix or something like that, I get a fucking Derek Carr, I get a Sam Darnold or whatever. I use Adonai Mitchell and some of those other depth pieces, maybe a pick or two, and I go see if I can get a Marvin Harrison or a fucking Malik Nabers, right? On the thumbnail, let me get a fucking hammer that I'm going to use in season.
Yep.
And I'll just get by with whatever the fuck I have as my QB3. Because honestly, if Jordan Love or Josh Allen goes down, my team's probably fucking cooked anyways. Like,
I mean, it might.
I might be able to
may
get by,
not,
but it's probably
it may
cooked.
not be cooked because his team's so good. But here's the point: Nick's going in doesn't make you he doesn't make you Jordan Love. Like, that's the you see what I'm saying?
No.
He's gonna hopefully help. You know, it's Flex Seal, buddy, right? Like, you're trying to just keep that ship slap together with Bo Nix for the rest of the year, and you'll figure out next year if you can win. But like, this trade, it doesn't
like
solve a problem for me in my mind.
If you were a super contender and this is a best ball, Adam.
Oh, if this is best ball, different
Like,
conversation
and
by a lot.
you
by a
need
mile.
that third quarterback. Like you're okay. You're okay going from McCarthy and Adonai to Bo Nix. Let me get that third quarterback.
I will say though, the problem there would be that do I have a roster construction to lose Adonai Mitchell?
Fair. It does look like he did have, like, if this hypothetically was a best ball league, I
Let me
would
look
say
at his
he had
bench.
the roster construction. Yeah, because he's got Ladd McConkey, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, Pop Douglas, Michael Wilson, Javon Baker, like Bo
Yeah.
Melton, like these kind of wide receivers already sitting on his bench. Like, I'm okay losing one of them,
All right,
plus that quarterback that's given me a 0 all year.
Let
to
me agree.
Get that third quarterback who's going to be there.
Let me agree with what you said, but I disagree with the timing. Like, I don't think you need it today. I don't think you need it right now, right?
That's
like,
fair.
I also think your team's probably good enough to, like, let me really wait this guy out for a couple weeks if I really want to make this trade and see if I can get this down at all.
Sweat him.
Because, I mean, bruh, like not only is Adonai free, I think there's still a debate on if you for sure want Nix or McCarthy long term. So, like, this is just for me to. I think sometimes. But then going back to this is a lineup league, I just think sometimes we kind of get locked into doing something and take the best available right now. When you know how far the fantasy football playoffs are away?
Always.
I mean, brother.
Always. What are we, like,
Speaking
16
of
weeks?
Speaking of drinking bleach, it feels like it's what I've been doing the last couple trades. 12 team Superflex, tiered PPR, 0.25 points per carry, best ball start 11. Speaking of best ball start 11, look at the McNutted foreshadowing. Holy crap. The fall of Constantinople. Okay.
The call.
There's a lot of big words, crazy stuff going on. Of course, this is Blitz. Of course, this is Blitz. The Who's, right? James Cook in a fourth, Mike, or Braylon Allen, Josh Downs in a third. Best ball principles. Pick a side, any side.
even though best ball principles, I'll take James Cook in the fourth.
Not that
I think
close.
Blitz did his thing here.
Not
The
not
points
that
per
close.
carry best ball, like, what am I honestly getting from Braylon Allen?
You're getting a lineup running back. You're getting a lineup running back. And any running back on a 53.
Any RB at 53, right? You're hoping for a chance. You're hoping for something to happen to Breece Hall. He's looked good. I'm not going to deny that. I'm a big Braylon Allen fan, but Breece Hall's just that much better, dude. As long as he's fucking healthy. Braylon Allen ain't doing shit for you in baseball. That's a
what happened
zero.
last year?
Josh
they
Downs,
ramped.
what's
They
he
kind of
got, a high
ramped
ankle?
Breece up. Yep. Not to mention the injury for Josh Downs. Yep. Go ahead.
I know if you don't like James Cook, and I know people are out there, I'm fading James Cook or whatever. Dude, it's a starting fucking running back on the Buffalo Bills
Well,
in a point per carry league.
and what happened to Buffalo's offense after this whole? Why does Stephon Diggs play for the Texans?
I don't even like this for Skeletor if I'm fucking rebuilding.
I like this for a
fucking
team
like it at
that
all.
would call themselves drinking bleach because again, it's what I feel like I'm doing to myself. What?
like that meme. You know what, that guy who's got like the bleach and then he's also trying to like jump off. Like,
jump off. Yeah. It's got to happen. I'm gonna do everything I can to make it happen now. I mean, no, I just don't. To me, let's just say Downs is healthy even for a sec, just for the sake of this. Like, Josh Downs. We just talked about Adonai Mitchell. We say that I think what's very interesting is if A-Rich is a successful at the quarterback position and also in fantasy. I still don't know with his style of play if he's supporting truthfully 2 very meaningful receivers, let alone 3.
And we act like Jonathan Taylor's Derrick Henry. He's never going to catch passes either. That fucking guy can catch balls out of the backfield at a good clip. Too.
For sure.
And we make fun of their tight end room because there's a 4-way fuck fest of we don't know what the hell's happening. But
I mean,
somebody at the tight end room's also going to get fed some targets at some point.
And it doesn't have to. Even though for fantasy you may be really frustrated, every single week it's just doesn't matter who it is. It's one of them, right? Like,
and then you got a dude with legit high ankle sprain, like a legit, and you know how badly players play coming off
like
a high ankle sprain.
that's typically a year zapper, man. Like, you know.
I was sitting there in that South Harmon staff league, and like I kind of liked Josh Downs before the high ankle sprain. I was like, all right, I'm starting to kind of get back on board.
Sneaky
like maybe
pick. I can get it.
Maybe a sneaky pick, and then I'm looking at it and I'm going, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're about to push a button on a dude who's got a high ankle sprain at wide receiver in a low volume target offense. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, just be normal, Mike.
Well,
Pass.
I would never
Pass.
see the one. While you make good points, the end is where you have to definitely stop doing that. Don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Be normal, Mike, is something that nobody should expect. Okay, like I love you too much. Exactly. You know, don't blend in. Stick out. You're doing the right thing with the chain.
I got you pimping.
Speaking of which, this trade just sticks out to me because, like, even Josh Downs, like what you said, like before the high ankle, I just don't think there's like I like obviously those type of receivers in best ball a lot more than lineups. So let me acknowledge that. I get it, but like a third and a fourth in a best ball start 11, sure, of course you want the third, but like a fourth is fine with me too. It's not that big of a drop off, and Braylon Allen doesn't do shit for me in this trade, frankly, if I'm being honest. Like, it doesn't move needles at all.
He doesn't.
James Cook,
man.
the way this offense was run for Buffalo in the second half of the season, when they change offensive coordinators, like Dorsey is now with the Browns, and I don't know why we have him because it's you know, Stefanski's just going to still do his thing. Like, buddy, James Cook was a totally different monster.
Let him cook.
So I don't.
And you think
the fall
he's
of
going to
drinking
cook
bleach.
less? You think he's going to cook less with a rookie wide receiver, a second-year tight end? Stephon Diggs is out the fucking door in Houston. You think they're going to use him all of a sudden? Like, fuck, nah, we ain't gonna do it.
You ever met this kid named Ray Davis? I know Scott met him. Gave me an interview.
I like Ray Davis a lot, but Jesus.
Davis. Come on, Mike. I don't know what you want from me. I'm not going to try to defend it or make it. Hold on. We got the same Blitz. You got to stop. Stop doing this. We don't care.
Same fucking league.
I know what he's doing, and I'm not liking it. I see what you're doing.
All right. Well, I just body bag Skeletor.
I know.
So he totally redeemed
But
himself.
do you see it? But do you see yourself? It's like, Blitz, how obvious is this? This is a cheesy movie 101. We just kind of teabagged the guy. Now we got to give him his crops. Give him a layup here. What are we doing?
I always wondered where you got that from, like crops. Where'd you get that from?
Honestly, you know what? I don't really even know. And I just say it now. And it's
You
I don't
do
even,
it like it's your thing. I don't mind it. I just always wondered where I've always said give them their props. You know, like is that the correct or
well, it is.
which
props.
one of us is wrong?
Well, I don't think either one's wrong because I think crops is more talking about like say give me your flowers. Like I think that's what that leans into.
Give me flowers.
Like crops, but
I'm
at the
from
same
Iowa,
time,
so every
I
time
have
you
no
say crops, like I think.
You're thinking of corn.
Yeah, I think you're like hated with your corn.
Let's keep that visual
why,
because
but-
every time I give you your crops, I am handing you a fucking like
You're
ear of corn.
your corn, which looks like a dildo, which is subliminally telling me to go fuck myself.
Well, you can take it how you will. Obviously, that's what you think of
Take
it.
it out. No comment.
Pause.
We're on to Cincinnati.
No diddy. All right, AJ Brown and Henry in this league, same league settings, or Njoku, Gus Edwards, and Jaden Reed.
Is this a question?
I was just reading the trade. I drank water because I have nothing else to say.
I don't, what do you want? I don't know what Skeletor's doing with his fucking team either, where it's like one time he's like, I'm kind of wave the white flag, I'm rebuilding. But then simultaneously he's like, I'm going to go get AJ Brown. Fucking a hammer. I'm going to go get a hammer. I need it. I think this is called mismanagement. This might be called underdog rot. You know, like
Honestly,
where
I
your
think
brain has done too many underdog drafts and you lose all sense of dynasty.
I think this is called abuse. Like Isaac Heen or whoever. Like this ain't right, man. Y'all are kind of
the trade is overwhelmingly for Skeletor's side. Drinking bleach. AJ Brown and Hunter.
I don't even care in best ball. Like, listen, in best ball, the assets on one side, a 3-for-2 in general standings, right? Speaking terms, is you want the 3-for-2, I guess, if the assets are in the same range. Tell me one who's in the same range of AJ Brown. They're just not.
And he got the stack. He already had Jalen Hurts. He got the fucking stack just in case you wanted some extra.
That's the cherry on top of a trade that is just there's shit on one side more so. I mean, I'm not acting like Jaden Reed and Njoku are shit truly, but like what I'm looking at in piles of they're not close. But then you put the cherry on top of the stack to the other good one. Like it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
Would you acquire just AJ Brown for those three pieces in a best ball league like this?
No. I would. Yes, I would send those three away for AJ Brown.
Okay.
Can I tell you why though? This is where like there's a I think with tier downs becoming so popular over the course of the last few years, as well as like best ball principles for some people understanding and wanting to get depth, but there's as that continues to be a more and more of a thing people chase. There's a very real way to think about it where these type of trades don't make sense. And what I mean by that is Jaden Reed is going to still likely be inconsistent this year and not give you really like AJ Brown's upside for the most part. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the fall off in the big tier down of those two. Right now, you're going from Njoku down to Henry, and then you're getting Gus Edwards. So when you think about this, all that you're getting over there on that side. Gus Edwards in best ball is a very replaceable piece. Like last year, maybe he wasn't the most replaceable piece because the dude had 13 touchdowns or whatever the fuck. Like he's not doing that again in LA. I'm putting that out there. I don't care if I'm wrong. I'll be happily wrong. You can laugh at me. If I'm wrong on that statement, you can laugh at me and tell me I'm an idiot. It's okay.
We don't try to make a lot of hot takes on this channel. Like at least for you and I. I won't speak for Maddie and Cody. I won't speak for Fizz, but I'll say at least on this channel, you and I tend to shy away from doing hot takes, maybe just because we're so disgusted by them. But is that your hot take for the year?
That's my hot take.
Gus Edwards is not scoring.
It's not scoring 13 touchdowns. I mean, come on.
I love it.
Here's the thing, though, right? Edwards, to me, extremely replaceable. Like, for me to go find a player to give me similar spike weeks and consistency weeks of Gus Edwards, that's child's play, bro. Like, what are we
I don't even
talking
know if
about?
He's going to be the number one guy there.
What
Like,
are we
do even know
talking
that?
about? And then here's the thing: in tight ends with best ball, you know what I'll do is I just build around a bunch of Hunter Henrys that cost me fuck all, and you can have David Njoku, who doesn't even have Joe Flacco back. So let's just acknowledge that this whole trade is not making any sense. I need drinking bleach off the screen, Mike, because I'm starting to think about doing it. You know, like this trade show has been consistent about what are we doing? See, I'm not even going to let it play normal. I'm skipping. I'm just dragging the cursor to make it happen quicker.
He's
okay?
so mad.
Get me out of here. What are people that excited about the season? They're just start like, they kind of spaz out deer in headlights type thing. Like, let's just do something. Like, what's happening? Yeah. What am I witnessing? I'm scared. I'm really scared. 10 team. Now we go 10 team, Mike, to make it real good. Renaissance man. 10 team Superflex half PPR lineup start 9. Blitz. Dude, 10 team lineup start 9. Blitz. Now granted, he has to work with what he has in the trade show. Okay,
that's true.
Sorry, I won't bury him for that part. Blitz, you rightfully will get drug and dragged when you need to. All right, Mike and I will do it. But I will say, there's nothing you can do about the 10 teams. You don't have to select them, but we need more trades. Speaking of which, down below, see, Mike, I keep it down there now. Patreon.com/South Harmon. If you want to be a part of the show that you're watching, that's how you do that. Joe Mixon and a 25 first for Drake May and Trey Lance.
Let me say this, because it's 10 team. I will say, if it was a 12-team league, Scooter got fucking just taken to the woodshed. Just fuck you. Because it's a 10-team league, I'll take Mixon in the first.
Aside from the damage to the boat, which we will fix, because the 12 team doesn't matter because there's a 10 team. And Mike, Drake May is literally, I would say Drake May for me is a guy that, relative to the quarterback position in a 12 team league, I'm going to be more on the pro Drake May side than I think the average person would. I think you and I would probably agree on that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go to 10 team, Drake May is now a person that I'm willing to let everybody else take on whatever the hell happens with him. I'll be rooting for him like crazy. I will not be putting him on any of my 10 teams. Well, first of all, I don't have him. I will never have him. But if I was to, Drake May is not a part of that roster consideration construction, and I'm looking for my AMA KA 32. I'm begging. Please take my Drake May. And you know what? How about you take my Trey Lance in a 10 team league too? While we're fucking at it, this guy can be on the wire in a 10-team league, buddy.
Just clog up your roster.
Mixon. I'm going to say this. Mixon, I would bet you in this league's warp. Maybe I don't know if you have the warp tool up, or if not, I'll pull it up. I'm going to say the Mixon idea is going to be far more valuable in warp than Drake May on its own merit.
Yes.
Like, okay, and you know what the beauty is? Now you got the first. This is ridiculous. Yes. What is happening on this trade show today?
I looked at AMA KA 32, his roster. You want to talk about waiver wire guys?
No, don't. I don't.
I'm just saying.
Is it that bad? Is it that bad?
Jordan Travis, Trey Lance, Drew Lock, Josh Dobbs, Tyson Bagent, Mason Rudolph, Davis Mills, Bailey Zappi.
I'm waving the white flag. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop, man.
Just polluting his entire fucking bench with just waiver wire shitters. I love it. I love it.
In 10 team, we call it
fucking clue.
In 10 team, we call it a quarterback clogger. My God.
Listen, you said if your trade's an F, you get roasted. So I tell you that AMA KA 32 has no idea how to fucking play in a 10-man league at all. So
if this was not live,
to you.
I would be DMing right now. If this was not a live show, I'd be DMing right now, Brian. I need you to put this in, Brian. Stop. He's already dead.
He's got no fucking idea what he's doing. So Scooter just took him to the woodshed. All
right, let's get to the trade that I decided to make the thumbnail on. I didn't want to.
You did ask the warp on the running backs is pretty good.
I know what's not. I know it's not. Jordan Travis's warp. All these fucking quarterbacks. Let's see. Maybe this one will save the day. I just saw a bunch of picks, so I said, "How many first?" All right.
What the fuck is this?
Let's see what we got, buddy. Let's dig into the meat of this. 12 team, 2 quarterback, 2 tight end, half PPR lineup, start 10.
This makes so much sense now. I understand why Big Corey sends me shitty trade offers all the time.
We got Frankie D acquiring before I say Malik, because I do really like Malik Nabers, right? Kendra in general right now in a trade is making me immediately say, like, whatever we're doing here needs to be reconstructed with Kendra out of the trade. Like, before I even read it. Like, that's just immediately how we're going to do that.
You're like Dennis Allen with Kendra Miller?
Yeah, exactly. That's actually 100% what it is. Yes, I'm Dennis Allen with Kendra. Ty Chandler's fine as a,
Fine.
If you view him appropriately, that's fine. Okay, and we got Malik. But we have Mike on the other side here. So it is now, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe there might be more first in here, but it's 25 first, 26 first. And then we do have, though, a 25 second as well as 2/3 on that side. Now, when I start breaking this down, like, I think right now a second for Ty Chandler is heavy, and maybe a third's appropriate or light, maybe slightly.
Heavy.
You think it's heavy for Ty? No, I don't think so. You think it's heavy for Ty?
Start 10. Who gives a fuck?
Nah, he has a role, and if something, he could end up being pretty damn good again.
He's got a great role as Aaron Jones's bitch.
That's okay. Listen, but this is the thing. Again, I know what you feel, how you feel. Remove all that shit from 2022 again. And get back to us in 2024 and get to here now, Michael. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop doing what you're doing 2 years ago. You've grown up.
Right.
You know how to build around the running back room.
Second's heavy, third's too light.
There you go. The point is, like, even if let's just cancel a third out for Ty, just for the sake of argument. And if you even wanted to do, like, 2/3 is definitely too much, right? But let's just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what? Because I'm not paying a second for Kendra anymore. I did that in 2 classes ago, and it's turned out terribly, right? Honestly, I don't even know. I guess it's probably a third for Kendra. I don't even know. Well, no one would probably sending Kendra for a third. But that's probably what you have to do if you really wanted to get rid of him, or a fourth. Like, who's paying for Kendra? Are you?
No one.
Yeah.
No.
So that leaves at least.
I sent him away like everywhere.
I tried to. No one will take him. So that leaves Malik for 2 firsts and at least, like, honestly, I think this probably leaves Malik for 2 firsts and a second.
Malik for 2 firsts and a second. In a lineup, start 10. Is it egregious? No. Is it egregious? I had to pull it up too, man. Frankie D knows what's up. Like, Frankie D's no slouch. He's definitely not the AMA KA 32.
All right. Okay. So we got at least, like, so you're telling me we're playing ball here.
We're playing ball, man. Frankie D's got a squad. He's got a squad.
Damn.
He's got a squad.
Right.
I do agree, though, if I'm Big Corey and I don't have a squad, because Big Corey's team is horrendous. Rightfully so. If you ain't first, you're last.
Frankie D's team. Dude, I think I have 1 or 2 teams in the lab that are over 200 in, like, total accumulative value. He's got 197 right now. He's got a squatter. So just to give you context here, Jordan Love, I feel like this is probably the premier trade of the day, and I think we can go through it with context. Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, and a start 2 quarterback, right? So you got Bijan and Jacobs at running back 1 and 2. Solid.
Yes, sir.
Now he adds Malik Nabers into this room with Tyreek Hill at wide receiver 1 and 2. Xavier Worthy. He also has Deebo Samuel, followed up on the bench by Rashee Rice, Mike Evans, Hollywood Brown. I mean, Brandon Cooks and Tyler Lockett, Rashid Shaheed. Like, I don't even know if he needs – the roster construction might be, like, too linked into all those guys. But, I mean, point is it's loaded at receiver. Running backs depth is Ray Davis, Kendra Miller now, Ty Chandler, Khalil Herbert, Jerome Ford, Ramondre Stevenson. So he's got some depth. And then he also has 2 tight ends of Pitts and Kelsey. He's got Tua on his bench as well as Stafford. So, like, I mean, we're cooking with freaking gas out here, bro. This is a no holds bars team. Like, this is stupid, really.
Let me say this. If I'm Big Corey, I still do this trade. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, I figured maybe I might be able to milk a little bit more out of Malik. I mean, you put a dope ass thumbnail on there. If Malik does what I think he's gonna do, you might be in 3 first territory real sooner rather than later.
He's gonna do what you think he's gonna do, buddy.
Let's put it like that. You're trading with a super contender, right? You are.
I don't do this trade. I don't make this trade.
If you're Big Corey,
nah, and it's not. Because the reason I wanted to go through that, right, and I'll tell you why. Now, I think a lot of stuff comes down to context, Mike, right? Damn, my voice just cracked like hell.
Are you going through puberty?
I might be. My body might be so confused at what I'm doing to it lately. It's like, yeah, what the hell? Puberty again? Nah, so, like, the reason I read all that is his team is not, like, a lot of times with these super teams, I'm like, yeah, but they could fall, right? Like, I had a team that was built ridiculous that actually ended up being a 104. But I also was trying to play both sides. I had a whole bunch of picks. I didn't really have a lot of, like, strong depth in that team. Like, this team is, dude, you lose Jordan Love, you got Tua Tagovailoa, right? Like, you lose Tyreek. Like, dog, his team is too deep to be doing this.
You insert Mike Evans.
Mike, this team is not going to be less than like a 110 type vibe. So
it's a good team.
I'm not. This is, I get it, but I don't get the upside play for this. So like, I think when I look at this on the surface, 2 firsts and a second for Malik, you're like, yeah, sure. Regular type mid first or even late first that have better chances of upside. This team, Mike, is what I would call the Titanic. And you're going to need to hit the biggest glacier in the history of the world to get lucky on it. Like, I think I'm waiting a little bit. There's not a rush, right? And wouldn't you rather? Let me just ask you this: wouldn't you rather, if you're Big Corey here, can I get somebody else that isn't Frankie D at the top who's already gooned to give me 2 firsts?
Can I get Tony Martu?
Yes. Can I get let's see. Yeah, JW45. Can I get a team that's a little more like younger built or whatever that is going to build around Malik as their core player? And now here you can have my guy, right? Now you can have my guy.
I'm with you.
That's I think my holdup with this trade. Big Corey, like I get it too. Okay, if you just want to lean into leveraging picks, like I'm not telling you I'm not doing it though, bro. I'm not doing this, man. I'm not doing this.
I didn't mean to body bag you, Corey, but that's where we're at. Could have done better. I'm Frankie. I'm fucking doing this all day. Fuck you, Corey. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not acting like it's terrible. Okay, you got a ton of value
terrible.
back, right? But like, I think for pieces like Malik and a lineup start 9 and start 10, that's one of the things over time, making content, playing a bunch of leagues, like realizing like, yeah, like this is a trade 2 years ago I make and I'm laughing to the bank, right? I got all these picks. Dude, Malik Nabers might not even do shit this year, and guess what? He probably won't. But guess what happened to Drake London? Drake London didn't do fucking nothing, and he's worth 2 firsts today. People are literally in the DMs, or not DMs, in Discord yesterday. Drake London for 2 firsts, like talking about it like it's, right value.
Right.
But guess what? Drake London didn't do shit, and Garrett Wilson didn't do shit. What if Malik Nabers does some shit?
If he does even
then you're gonna then Frankie D's walking around with Mike's glasses, Mike's chain, flexing on your ass. All right, that was actually a good trade. I think that's a good trade though. I did like that noise. That's a good trade. I mean, I think if you're Big Corey, you're trying to rebuild. Like obviously, I guess my thing is I'm in a hurry to move a lot of people in a rebuild. Malik's just not one of them that I'm in a hurry.
I would have been more apt to do it if I already had another, like somebody else's first, and this would give me 3. But this is his second one in 25, so you can't even like go that angle about.
Well, because one of the things for me that I found that also, like now I look at Big Corey's team, right? Okay, so what's left to liquidate? Let's call it after you make this, right? For like who's gonna send you that's not Frankie D, right? Or these goon squad type teams picks now, and what are they gonna be? Like you got Jaden Daniels, so that's definitely one that could net it.
Yeah.
Nico, I think if he plays
Zay
well
Flowers.
early, could. Zay Flowers probably could, but then okay, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, the rest of
so like here's the thing, like in this crazy game of rebuilding. Like I don't want to be at the rebuilders like part of the table where I'm needed. I'm a call away. I'm Chingy, right? 1 call away with no one to fucking deal you.
Man busted out a Chingy reference.
I knew Mike was gonna love that shit.
What the fuck? He busted out a Chingy reference on a Saturday. Chingy.
I was messaging with I was like voice messaging back with Fizzle. We were talking about like random mixtapes or not mixtapes, soundtracks from movies. And I was like, after Chingy's one hit wonder, they put him on there, yeah. So anyway,
Holiday Inn.
he was top of mind. Chingy. But no, I'm one call away with nothing to send. Like, what I don't want to do in the rebuilding game is have no one to really get. That's basically all season. It's a league that you can't do shit with, right? Like, but the waiver wire. So that's
I'm good.
I just feel like I would a little more selective, but it's also easy to nitpick. Be the Monday morning quarterback, you know.
And it has nothing to do with Ty Chandler or Kendrick Miller.
But that's
no.
at least though. I will say at least while doing this, I got to move off of those guys for some liquidity. That I'm all about. They don't serve no purpose on your team other than if it happens to be. Basically, the only thing you get by keeping them is if Kamara did go down, or if Aaron Jones did go down. Now maybe you sell the value bump to someone else, but I like moving those running backs in this build for sure. That's the win.
I honestly think if he does this with like KSC PSU1, like that dude with the Eagles banner, I feel much better about it. Like I would actually totally
agree. I was looking at some of these other teams. Like, no, I don't think this maybe Caleb Tekken is built similarly, where I'm like, I don't know about this. Right.
Yeah,
but outside of
that one either.
Outside of those two teams, I'm like, I'm in. Sign me up. I'll take that pick for sure. You can have Malik. Because
I'm with you, boss.
The trade makes sense. I mean, the value makes sense. But anyway, it's interesting because we said all of them. Nah, Frankie, I need all of your picks. I need that 27 too if you really want to do this,
215 fucking people watching this.
Yeah, man. Listen,
maybe we need to do more afternoons.
You know what, Mike? I'll tell you what.
I got so locked in, I forgot what was going on with the Georgia Tech game. Oh, my God. Georgia Tech did beat Florida State. Motherfucker.
Mike, I told you it was going to happen.
I really wanted to kick Xbox out of the Discord again, just for his
of
Georgia Tech win. But here we are. I can't.
So did I.
He's right.
No, but so
he's one up on the scoreboard.
Maybe Saturday, if we don't have shit going on during the day, Saturday afternoons, I mean, this is nap time for now, so want to make it a thing? Make this a little thing we do?
I like it. I like it, man. I like doing Saturday.
We got 228 people now kind of like this little thing. Maybe we do this.
The only downside is once college football gets into full swing and my Iowa Hawkeyes are playing, which will just be defensive struggle, I will have to pull it up on the screen.
Why is that a downside? I got when Mike goes on his tangents, I'll be here listening, one ear, ready to keep him in check when I need to, but I got right here, got the game. Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely say, though, everybody, you do us a big solid, man. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code SHFF20. Sign up. Get you some dope-ass shit, man. They got a lot of cool stuff. I can't wait till my dome shaver comes in, man. I'm going to use the fuck out of that. I might not even wear a hat for the first episode, just so you can see how shiny it is. I'm going to lotion that baby up. Maybe a little baby oil. A little massage.
Baby oil?
Oh, what do they say in Wedding Crashers? Little maple syrup. What do you think gives it? What do you think it gives it the volume?
Slick. There you go. By the way, you kept throwing that out there, and I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and put it on the screen.
You got it. I mean, you made dope ass graphic. You might as well put that fucker out there.
You know what? Let me shout out Fizzle. Fizzle did this. I was like, look, man, he did this because I was making that. I was making that video for the expo, and it was like I had no time, so he did a great job with this.
We did have a super chat in here. And,
we did?
You know the rules. Yeah.
Oh, well, dude. Oh, I see it here. Chat. And by the way, so there you go. Manscaped. Check it out. I'm telling you, you actually won't regret it. And I'll tell you what really won't regret it is your balls, okay? Promise you.
And you had one that you had started in there, so we'll see what happens.
Yep. So let's just go ahead and do this thing here. All right. Mystic Flame. Almost done with my quarterback horde. Read my comments. Fair enough. You win.
We can do that.
$1.99 get you in the door.
Cha-ching.
It's like it might get not actually, by the way, Mystic. So appreciate the super chat for real. But it's like you're working fast food and somebody comes through the line at 10:59.
You close at 11.
They order the dollar menu. Like I need the McDouble. You out here, you got to turn the mic off, bruh. Somebody got to fucking get the grill back on, throw a patty on. No, I appreciate you, Mystic Flame.
I've been there. I had 14.
Speaking of 14, how about 14 team?
How about 14 team?
Superflex, start 11, 1.5 tight end premium out of a startup. Caleb, Herbert, Kyler, Purdy, Levis, Darnold. All right, Brisket, cooked. Darnold, like those guys are, I guess, quarterbacks, but I don't really count them in the horde. But in a 14 team, though, I mean, throw them on there. But he gave Caleb JT, It's a big package. We got back Jettis and Kincaid.
So we'll just start there. We'll break it down to
one by one.
You lost that part.
I mean,
Took
I
the
would
L.
say it's probably, but at the same
You
time,
did the right fucking hand. Look at me.
yeah, it's kind of
Did
nice.
the right hand, and you could see the L with the mirrored. Oh,
Mike's trying to act like he hasn't been practicing that, waiting for that moment. Waiting on my moment. Nah, I think that probably is a loss. I agree with that. But I will say though, like based on having a quarterback horde, I think I have the quarterbacks kind of checked out. So this would be one that I definitely agree with you. I lose, but I'm trying to lock down the elite receivers if I can, because it's so hard to do that if you don't have quarterbacks. Like it's hard to get great quarterbacks and the great receivers. So I would say this is a loss, but you hopefully are able to make it up later. Gave Herbert, McConkey, Leggett, got Garrett Wilson, Rashee first. I think that's a dub.
Herbert, McConkey, Leggett, got Garrett Wilson, Rashee. Herbert, Garrett Wilson cancel out. Rashee, McConkey cancel out. Fuck it. I'll take the first over Leggett.
For
Sorry,
sure.
DB.
I think
that's a dub.
I was looking at it very similar to you, except for I am in this position much more inclined to take Garrett Wilson than Herbert with all these QBs. So that breaks the tie there already. And then the first over Leggett's easy because listen, I'm starting to I'm getting more lukewarm on Leggett. You guys are, you and DB trying to get me there. All right. But like for a first liquid next year, nah, you can have Leggett, bro. Sorry.
So you got one L. One
But
dub.
see, this is where I think too with roster construction and just talking about this stuff. I like this overall, even though I agree with the value, because now, Mike, you know what you have? Like, you know how hard it is to get Garrett Wilson and Jettis on the same team when you do have the quarterbacks?
Yeah.
And you still have a bunch of quarterbacks still left to trade away?
Yeah, so his quarterbacks now, Kyler, Purdy, Levis, Darnold, Brissett.
Like, you still can leverage away a Levis, Darnold, Brissett, easy. And if you wanted to move off of Purdy, like, you could go with Levis if you felt comfortable enough. So
Yeah, I would say at least with the first one, I would have leveraged my quarterback a little bit harder.
I can respect the feeling of wanting to hold there, but I think for having a quarterback horde, you probably, to Mike's point, and this is where when we have the quarterback hordes, we're big, assholes about it. We're just big assholes about it, right?
We are. Mystic Flame, I appreciate the super chat. We answered your question. Anthony Ross in here.
Another super
with
chat?
another super chat.
My trade's not good enough to make the show again. Maybe next Expo. Yeah, Anthony, I was going to talk to you about that, but I was going to do it off air, not in front of everyone. I was going to get embarrassing, but now I got to do it in front of everyone. No, I mean, keep putting them in there. I think
For a $5 super chat, I will find this motherfucker.
But can I tell you what this was more than anything, Mike? I think this is the people clamoring. Blitz, we want your head,
Do better.
You telling me that I got a chance to chop Blitz's head off and, Mike, get a super chat? Where do I sign up for more of these?
We had a lot of trades come in.
Yeah, we did.
No wonder he had such a hard time. I do remember Anthony's trade coming through. His first ever quarterback horde trade. But it was dog shit, so that's probably why I didn't make it.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Wait a minute, Mike. Let's save it for next week. Anthony, you gave us a super chat. I'll make sure that it is...
Blitz puts it on there.
Yeah, not just that. Tell me in the comments if it's not going to be live, if we end the show and you can't, put it in the comments of this video after the fact. What port? I'll put you. You pick your spot. You can pick your lineup position. You want second right after us. You want the last piece of the deal. It's your world, buddy. Your world.
It's your world. For $5, you can pick your spot in the lineup, bud.
Matt B kind of hit the nail on the head. I mean, you didn't have to do all this, but I don't disagree. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I get. Thanks. I guess.
By the way, Matt B, if you're around, tune in 8 p.m. Eastern tonight.
If you wanna come take a look into the meat of the asshole, 8 o'clock tonight.
I told Adam 7:50, so it'll probably be 7:55.
But either way, for sure, 8 o'clock will be just hitting the button of stream.
By 8 o'clock, we'll be fucking live.
You'll be watching the intro at 8 o'clock. All right, at least. Mike, listen, great show. Patreon.com/South Harmon. If you want to help us make better trades for the trade show,
we got a deal going
so that
on.
We're not
Flash
drinking
sale.
bleach. Yeah,
We got a deal.
Talk about it. We
got a deal going on. Pre-game pooper tier, Savage tier, discounted heavily. We got team reviews discounted. We got all kinds of discounts.
Yeah, man,
go check it out.
All of a sudden, people are ordering team reviews from me. I'm like, all right.
Did you see the last one? Like,
Yeah.
you can pick two people. They
Yeah.
picked Adam and Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So you got to split your screen, bro.
You know what's
I need
crazy?
two of you.
You know what's crazy about that one is that Eric was like, because Eric and I just did one where someone picked me and then anyone, and Eric was anyone, right?
He was anyone.
He texted me like, you got another review. He says, looks like you got another review. I just sent him the whole video from YouTube. Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
You popular, man.
Speaking of which, I got a song to get out of here for you. We're gonna lose all the monetization, but I'm okay with it because.
What, you taking away all our monetization? Run it back, Turbo. Oh, what fuck. Thanks for the super chats that didn't mean shit.
We love y'all. We're burning money out this way. Mike's wearing a chain. Hey, I'm gonna do something cool.
Dude, if you're going to burn fucking monetization on this song, might as well be this one. Shout out YouTube. Thanks for taking all our money.
Appreciate you, Google. We'll just keep giving it to you, no matter what. We love y'all. We'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. We're out of here.
And I'm
Peace.
tired of